Ipinahayag ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang kahandaan ng Pilipinas na palakasin at palalimin pa ang pagsasamahan ng Pilipinas at Estados Unidos sa kanyang kauna-unahang phone conversation kay US President-elect Donald Trump. At makakausap natin ngayon live dito sa NewsWatch Plus si Philippine Ambassador to the United States, Jose Manuel Romualdez. Ambassador Babe, thank you po for your time.
Sure, anytime. How are you, Tristan?
I'm good, sir.
Very good to see you.
I'm good, sir. Sir, simulan po muna natin. No? Paano, sir, naayos itong phone conversation between President Marcos and President-elect Trump? Mahirap po ba, sir, yung pag-schedule?
Well, medyo mahirap ang scheduling dahil siyempre dahil sa time difference. Secondly, marami siyempreng mga heads of state na nag-congratulate kay President Trump via the formal letter or a message that they sent to his Trump team. We were one of the first, of course. The President Marcos was one of the first to congratulate President Trump, and immediately we asked the Trump transition team if we could schedule a meeting. Actually, we were saying that if President-elect Trump would be accepting heads of state to see him, like what Prime Minister Abe did, I think President Marcos would be happy to come to Mar-a-Lago, mainly because I think President Marcos is planning a trip to Dubai sometime the end of this month. I'm not sure whether that's going through, but the president said that if it pushes through with that trip, he can hop over to Mar-a-Lago to meet President Trump personally. But I think the transition team, sabi nila, hindi na muna dahil maraming ang gustong pumunta doon at it would be very difficult for the president-elect since he was also busy putting up his cabinet. So sinabi nila we would just schedule it, which we obviously, of course, were very respectful of that. And so we just waited for them to tell us when they would make the call so that President Marcos would make himself available.
Okay.
And so that happened yesterday, where he also called other heads of state of the Asian region.
Okay. So itong initial plan of President Marcos, yung filinote niya pong idea to visit President-elect Trump prior to his inauguration, ay kumatuloy nga po yung Dubai trip, pero sabi po ng Trump team ay wag na muna dahil busy nga po. How about, sir, sa inauguration mismo ni President-elect Trump, is that also a possibility na pumunta si President Marcos?
Well, siyempre, wala pang mga plano yan. Invitations have to be sent out first. I'm sure if there are heads of state that will be invited, I'm sure the president's team will also, President Marcos's team will, our Secretary of Foreign Affairs and other members of his cabinet would probably encourage him to go to Washington, D.C. to attend the inauguration. But that's still far away. I mean, we have to wait until an invitation is sent out in the first place.
Okay. Sir, ano ho, para sa inyo, Ambassador Babe, yung pinaka-importanting na pag-usapan ng dalawang leader, although si President Marcos nagbigay na po siya ng ilang parang idea kung ano yung naging conversation nila. But for you, sir, dito po sa discussion ni President Marcos and President Trump, ano po ang pinaka-highlight sa inyo, sir?
Well, ako para sa akin, ang importante sa lahat ay meron ng personal connection. Importante yan dahil, first of all, sa any new leader, kailangan as quickly as possible merong personal relationship kagad. And President Trump likes to have a personal relationship with heads of state. So we recommended kung pwede siyang pumunta sa Mar-a-Lago, it would be a good thing for him to do so. And he considered it. Pero the call was good because the highlight, I think, is because meron silang connection dahil kay Mrs. Imelda Marcos, no? The mother of the president knew President Trump from way back because of many activities that she had when she used to go to the UN in New York, where there were several events or parties that Mrs. Marcos was invited. She also went to to New York quite often during the time when they were in exile in New York, in Hawaii. So for her case and many other things. So, and President Trump knew Mrs. Marcos. So I think that that's important for us to note the personal connection of the Marcos family, specifically Mrs. Marcos, and of course even President Marcos himself, President Marcos Jr.
Kaya nga raw po ang isa sa mga tanong ni President-elect Trump kay Pangulong Marcos is how's Imelda? Talagang yun yung kinamusta niya po, sir, no?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yeah, kilala niya talaga. Kilala niya. There are several photos that I saw that really had Mrs. Marcos and Donald Trump in a particular event in New York.
Ambassador, did President-elect Trump, or gaano po ba katagal yung kanilang naging conversation, and did President-elect Trump give specific commitments or priorities na po ba sa Philippines under his return to power?
Wala namang wala naman. It was mostly a commitment to continuing the strengthening of our ties, which has been there. And as you know, I've been here since 2017. So tuloy-tuloy lang yung ating relation at that time and on to during the Biden administration, which we expect to see that continuing strengthening of our relationship with the United States. As I said, President Trump believes in our relationship and the importance of the mutual benefit that we get out of this relationship because of the challenges that we face in the Indo-Pacific region.
Sir, how does this call actually reflect yung US strategic interest po sa Southeast Asia, particularly in relation to the Philippines? Of course, sabi niyo po, this call also is important because at least na-build yung personal connection ni President Marcos with Trump. But in an overall scheme po, anong ibig sabihin nitong conversation ni President Marcos and Trump sa US strategy rin po sa Southeast Asia?
Well, alam mo, pag merong that kind of effort on both leaders to connect immediately, that gives you an indication that talagang it's for the benefit of both our countries that we have a continuity of our relationship. No? First of all, malaki rin ang ating Filipino-American community dito sa Amerika, and President Trump is very grateful dahil maraming Filipino-Americans who voted for him. That's very meaningful as far as President Trump is concerned. Secondly, as I said, President Trump is well aware of the strategic importance of our relationship. Sabi nga niya noon, di ba, when he went to the Philippines for the ASEAN Summit in 2017, the Philippines is one of the most prime real estate in Asia, meaning to say we're strategically and geographically located in the center of Asia, which is very important.
Sir, meron din po bang, because the Trump administration is also shaping up, may appointment na rin po ng kanyang foreign affairs o state secretary, sir, no, si Senator Rubio. But in terms of President Trump's position, sir, let's say sa South China Sea, sir, do you see any changes under his term?
I don't think so. You mentioned the incoming Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. He is definitely a staunch defender of the freedom of navigation and the free and open Indo-Pacific, which obviously is also very supportive of the Philippines and the challenges that we face with what China is doing today. No? So I can see that that's an indication right there of how this administration of President Trump will be like in terms of their policy towards the Indo-Pacific region.
Alright. Sir, last few question na lang po. Ito po naging usap-usapan ng mga nakaraang linggo, and President Marcos said din po sa kanyang interview yesterday that you are already working on the situation of Filipinos with concerns sa kanilang immigration status dahil nga po yung stricter policies ni President-elect Trump. How is this conversation going, sir? Ito pong mga concern ng mga Pilipino rin po dyan sa US.
Well, President Marcos gave clear instructions to me. Do what you can to help our fellow Filipinos who are there in the United States that will be affected by this new immigration policy. Ang first step namin ay definitely meron kaming malaking pulong-pulong with the consul generals of all our consulates all over the United States. There are 7 of them, and we will have a meeting here in Washington D.C. In the first week of December, or around about the second week of December, where we will precisely discuss this particular issue. No, we are also going to be asking some of our friends in the legal community, Filipino-American, who are quite familiar with who are immigration lawyers, and get them to give us an idea. But it's important for us to find out first clearly exactly kung ano itong immigration policy ng Trump administration and its implications on who could possibly have a legal path towards staying here legally in the United States. Sabi ko nga, lagi kong sinasabi sa ating mga kababayan na kung meron silang legal path, there is a way to be able to do something about it. No? So, pero pag wala talaga, ang advice ko sa kanila is better to voluntarily leave rather than be deported dahil pag ma-deport ka, talagang hindi ka na makakabalik dito. Nonetheless, maganda naman ang chance for them to be able to find a way to stay here legally. Dahil hindi naman tayo in that category where ang priority nila is to go after those undocumented immigrants that are basically criminals. No? Yan ang number 1 priority nila at saka anyone that will actually affect their national security. But just the same, we have to be ready for any eventuality. So yan ang aming priority gagawin dito. At meron rin tayong meeting dyan sa Los Angeles next week or this coming weekend with the Undersecretary Ed De Vega, who's in charge of the ATN or the Assistance to Nationals. No? He's probably one of those that would probably look into the possibility of being able to assist some of our Filipino kababayans on how we can help them with this situation and the immigration policy of the Trump administration.
Okay. Pero sir, meron na bang, let's say, surge ng mga Filipinos na may concern sa kanilang immigration status ang pumupunta na sir ngayon sa embassy at nagko-consult na po? Meron na po bang mga ganong cases or it's still yung...
Well, lahat siyempre, understandably, medyo lahat nervous. And but we're assuring them na kung lahat ng gagawin namin na pwede ang Philippine government makatulong, siyempre tutulong tayo. Pero yun na nga, ang importante sa lahat, kailangan talagang malaman na kung talagang legally possible talaga sila pwede maiwan dito. Kasi gagastos ka ng malaking pera para to be able to file in court na maiwan ka dito, pero kung talagang wala kang chance maiwan dito, sayang naman. So yun ang kailangan pag-aralan talaga na mabuti. We really need the expertise of immigration lawyers, practicing immigration lawyers dito sa Amerika that can give us really good legal advice kung paano sila pwede maiwan talaga dito. Yan ang aming matutulong natin sa ating mga kababayan dito sa Amerika.
And siguro sir, as a last question, baka gusto niyo rin pong i-clarify kasi baka meron pong mga online posts na nagsasabing yung 200,000, 300,000 Filipinos with undocumented Filipinos or may concern sa kanilang immigration status ay masasama sa isang mass deportation once umupo si President Trump. Is that an unlikely scenario katulad po ng sinabi ng DFA na hindi naman po yung papauwiin lahat ng sabay-sabay?
Well, definitely. Dahil meron namang prosesong gagawin dito. As I said, yung mga talagang priority na gusto nilang immediately deport, yung mga meron ng criminal record or yung mga talagang nakikita nila ay talagang mapapasa yung the entire general American public. Yan ang hahabulin nila talaga. Pero siguro naman yung mga Pilipino dito, iba tayong klase tao. In fact, I think I'm proud to say we're very much appreciated dito. Magandang image natin dito. Dahil mababait yung tao at saka hardworking nga. Sabi nga ni President Trump mismo sa isang campaign rally niya sa Nevada. Pero ang worry ko talaga sa totoo lang, Tristan, is yung mga namimilit na maiwan dito at saka meron silang mga employer na ginagawa silang parang slave. Nangyari na nga yan noon, ano? Pero pang documentary dyan na ginawa ng ANC or ABS-CBN na pinakita nila yung isang domestic helper that was enslaved for 65 years. At nakilala ko nga, she already passed away. Pero yung mga ganyan talagang masakit at saka talagang very heart-breaking yung mga story ng ganyan. Maraming mga story ng ganyan dito. Not here only in the United States, but dahil marami talaga sa Middle East, no? Huwag naman sanang ganun mangyari sa ating mga kababayan. And that's what, for me, that's the worst scenario. And bakit kayo magpapakihirap ng ganun hindi naman kayo dapat magkaroon ng ganyan? At you're better off, obviously, umuwi kayo sa Pilipinas rather than be a slave.
Opo,
Laging natatakot na isusubok kayo sa authorities. Yan ang pinakamasamang gawain ng some people na ayaw nating makita.
Alright, maraming salamat po. Philippine Ambassador to the US, Jose Manuel Romualdez. Sir, good luck po sa inyong mga susunod na gagawin, lalo na sa pagpapalit ng administration. Sir, thank you for your time.
Thank you also, Tristan. Thank you.
And stay tuned and be in the loop para sa mga latest na balita dito sa NewsWatch Live. Follow us on Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube. Plus catch our programs on Free TV sa Aliw Channel 23. Bisitahin din ang aming website sa www.newswatchplus.ph. Ako si Tristan Udalo.